Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 5 of my kitchen must-haves. You guys, if there's things you need to prioritize in a kitchen, in my personal opinion, these are 5 things I would prioritize every time. Over the last handful of years, I have had the opportunity to design a number of kitchens and work closely with different clients as they created the kitchen of their dreams. And these were all different styles. Some were more modern, some were more rustic and farmhouse, some were a little more traditional. But one thing kind of came through with all of the different clients that I work with was there was a few key things that people seemed to really love. Not everyone loved all 5 of these things, but these 5 things were definitely on repeat. And the more that I've been in kitchens and the more that I've seen the way that spaces can function really well, I have come to realize that these would be my top priorities for things that I would want to have in a kitchen. Of course, it probably goes without saying that everyone has different priorities, everyone likes different things. So with that in mind, if I missed something that you think is a real priority in a kitchen, I would love for you to comment below and let me know what that is. Okay, number 1 is a garbage disposal. I understand not everyone likes these. I understand that some people have some concerns with them. And given the age of your children, you want to really consider your stage of life and if it's the best decision for you and your family. Okay, now that that's done, a garbage disposal is such a time saver and it makes cleanup, meal prep, all the things such a breeze. We were gifted one a number of years ago and we were like, sure, we'll put it in. And it took like days for us to realize, oh, this thing is like a real game changer. No more stinky green bins, no more stinky garbage. Like all of that is just done with. Everything gets put into the sink and mulched down, like crunched down really fine and disposed of that way. It has truly been our favorite thing in our kitchen. Now, a couple things to know about carburetors or garbage disposals is you want to have them installed by a professional. You want to make sure that it's done right. And you want to be really mindful about where you put the button to turn on the garbage disposal. So sometimes they are mounted on the back, like the backsplash of a kitchen. Sometimes they're underneath the kitchen sink. They could be in different spots. Just give it some thought so that it's going to work the best for your family. We had our sink in our island in our previous house, so we put the switch for our garbage disposal underneath the kitchen sink. Full disclosure, I am not a garbage disposal expert. I have had 2 different ones in my kitchens over the years, and I have seen other ones installed in clients' homes. All I know is that they do a really great job helping with meal prep and with cleanup, and I absolutely love them, and it is one of the top things I would choose to put in the kitchen in the future. Hey, if you like this video, can you do me a favor and give it a thumbs up? If you know somebody who is doing a kitchen renovation, would you consider sharing this video with them? And I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and be a part of this growing community here at I Am Loved. I post a design video on Thursday. And also right now our family is sharing our adventures as we travel around, as we figure out what is next for us. We don't know where we're gonna move. We don't know where our landing spot's gonna be or where we're gonna call home, but you can come along with the journey as we figure it out. Number 2, you guys have heard me talk about this before, and I still believe this after all these years, is a pot filler. Even if your sink is like 3 feet away from your stove, I know it's frivolous and it's unnecessary, but it is so incredible to have a pot filler right at your stove. In our case, and in our most recent client's case, they could not mount the pot filler to the wall because it was an exterior wall. We had to get a deck mounted pot filler. Doesn't matter whether it's deck mounted that's kind of attached next to the stove and gets pulled over, or whether it's on the wall behind the stove and it's a wall mounted pot filler. I'm telling you guys, these are incredible. Filling up kettles that are sitting right on the stove, filling up a big pot of water that you want to boil. One of our clients was really into canning and jarring, and the difference in being able to put all the jars in the big pot and then just turn the water on right there on the stove. Just the ease of use and the less transporting of heavy things, less chance of people getting hurt, less chance of a spill, less chance of a mess. Super, super convenient. Okay, my 3rd must-have is task lighting. So not just the overhead lights in your kitchen that light up the whole space, but really take a peek through your kitchen and where you're going to be working and where you might want to have really specific extra task lighting. This could mean under counter lighting so that when you're working on your counter, everything's really well lit. It could mean having really intentional pendants chosen to hang above an island or a peninsula, or maybe you want to have a wall sconce in a certain area, lighting above your sink. Just really think through, where am I going to be working and is the space going to be well lit? Sometimes if all we have is the pot lights or the ceiling lights in our kitchen, as we work, our body creates a shadow over the space we're working on, and then we really can't see very clearly. So one of my priorities definitely would be really give some thought to and install some incredibly functional and beautiful task lighting. A little tip to go along with that is to put all of your task lighting on separate light switches. That way when you turn on your lights, not every light in the kitchen is getting turned on. Not only does this really help give you the focus light you need when you need it, but also it helps you kind of set a little bit of ambiance and create some mood when you want to just have certain lights on in your kitchen. Additionally, make sure you get some of those lights on dimmers. This is super helpful for the early mornings or the late evenings. Create a little bit of atmosphere. Sometimes you don't want to be jarred with a light, but you want the light to shine right where you want it. Getting them on dimmers makes such a huge difference. Number 4 is to consider getting cupboard pull-outs. Okay, so this could come in the form of a pantry. If you have a pantry that you open, having some of the shelves be on pull-outs so that you could really access easily what's at the back, but also consider putting some of those in your actual cupboards. There's this gorgeous kitchen that we did and they never had a pantry, and so we put some pull-outs in some of their regular cupboards, and I mean, the functionality that this creates in a space really is incredible, especially if you have heavier things or awkward things and you just want to store them at the back of the cupboard, kind of out of the way because you don't use them often, but then when you do need them, they're like really awkward to get at. Well, if you have some pull-outs in your cupboards, you can pull it out, lift it up, super easy to put back. Highly recommend. I think it's an oversight sometimes. I think sometimes we jump to let's just get drawers, but if you want the look of cupboards and you want the functionality of drawers, pull-outs in your cupboards, great option. Okay, number 5 is so not sexy, but you guys, it's so important, and that is proper ventilation. Do you know how many times range hoods are installed incorrectly and they're actually not venting anywhere productive? Sometimes they're just venting into like the attic, or sometimes they're not even venting at all. They're just set up to look like they're doing a job, but they're not. Proper ventilation is so important, not only for your health and keeping the air in your room clean as possible, but also for safety, especially if you have like a gas stove. You want to make sure that the air is being properly circulated and venting out into the atmosphere outside of your home, not into your attic, not into a wall, not into some other room, outside of the home. Check. Go have a peek and see, is your hood right now vented properly? Or does it have the illusion of being vented properly? You would be surprised at how many of these I've seen completely installed wrong, and it's brutal. Like I said, everybody has different priorities when they're designing their kitchen and the things they want to include. I would love to hear things that you would include that I didn't have on my list. You guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here next time at I Am Loved.